Alright, let's talk. Hello everyone, it's me, One Gamer 54, and welcome to possibly the last FNAF theory I might ever talk about. Like, there's no exaggeration. Like, I'm in the middle of probably just taking off the FNAF hat, like the FNAF theorist hat, and leaving it all to Map Pat. In case you guys don't know what's going on, pull up a chair. Let's talk. So, I'm pretty sure just by the title alone you can tell where this is going, but in case for those who don't know, let me elaborate. So, Five Nights at Freddy's Tales from the Pizzaplex number 8, B7-2. Now you see, we don't have B7, we don't have number 8 with us. Tiger Rock just came out. Well, not really came out, but we just got our hands on it, and B7-2 is supposed to come out October 3. But the internet is going on a wildfire right now because one of the stories, the third story, has been leaked. And well, it's interesting to say the least. Basically, story 3 of book 8 basically solved FNAF 4. Like, but done, finito. FNAF 4 has finally been solved after being an anonymous piece to the franchise for eons now. And what is my opinion about it? That it should have stayed anonymous. Sometimes a game is good when you can't really figure it out. But of course, it's been solved, and I'm not sure if we liked it or not. So, what does this book have to tell us? Sit back, relax, and, just try and take it in deep in slow doses, alright? Just, like, really, if what I'm about to tell you is going to make you, like, stop, makes you going to pause the video a couple times just to take a breather. Trust me, you're going to need it. Now, before we start, I just want to make it clear. The information that I'm about to pull out is all about, well, the information I'm about to give out is basically stuff that I acquired through the internet after much of people talking about it. So this video will contain spoilers for book 8. So unless you want to wait for October, I suggest you get out the video now. But for those who want to hear about this, let's do this. All right. So, what can I say? The new book, this book right here, just confirmed that FNAF 4 was all an experiment. Like, the nightmare animatronics were only robotic mannequins. Yep. This book basically told us that William Afton was really a big fan of Mr. Waternoose from Mr. Incorporated, or he must have loved Batman so much because he wanted to be the Scarecrow so bad because he literally used an experiment chamber. He literally used it, like the entirety of FNAF 4 was all an experiment. My man was literally having his whole house be infected by fear toxin. And that sister location happens after the events of FNAF 1. Think it's crazy? It is. But basically, William Afton was kidnapping kids to experiment on them. Apparently, it finally explained the events of Midnight Mortarist, the video game, all the way back to FNAF 6 Pizzeria Simulator. The last survivor of the experiment chamber was a kid named Rory, as it stated right here in the book. Let me get out my notes. Okay. Quote, "You're here now, Rory. This is your home. You've been watched over here. You've never been abandoned, never left alone. All these years, you've been cared for because you're special, Rory, and you deserve to live in this special place, safe and secure, never alone. This is your home. William Afton." It was already theorized that FNAF 4 was an experiment since this location came out because of the nightmares being on the map and the private room having camera footages in the house. So, in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about the bunker during Sister Location's Ultimate Custom Night, as well as the events of, I think, Night 2, I believe? Night 2 is basically where you're trying to restore power to the maps, and we saw that the map, that, like, the pathway to Fredbear's Diner, as well as the pathway to William's house, was also connected. And during the story, William Afton seems to be already dead, and the voice Rory hears is just a pre-recorded message. When Rory goes to the circus, baby, he sees the Fun Times animatronics, confirming to all of us that Sister Location happened after the events of FNAF 1. Rory has been trapped inside the experiment chamber for 10 years. 10! If you believe it. Fazbear Entertainment seems to have an experiment chamber as well in the Endo warehouse in the Pizzaplex. We can find a Nightmare plush and Endo skeleton in it. And that... let me just bring it. Alright, right here, as you can see. They seem to be having some sort of gas container right around here. And for some... it's also very strange. Why do they have this in here? Why specifically a bed? And especially, this type of bed. It's almost similar to the crying child's bed, if you think about it. And look at the kid! Look at the kid! They seem so... nervous and wrecked. So nervous and, I can't even explain it. I don't even know what to explain. What would be like in a fear chamber? This is messed up. Why does Fazbear Entertainment have this? I mean, I can get William Afton, but Fazbear Entertainment? Come on! Now, I know I kind of glossed over it. I know I just said this is from this book right here, B72. But apparently the name of the story is Dittophobia. And believe it as it may, I tried looking it up. Well, my brother did, and all he got was this. So I'm pretty sure this is not even a phobia. They literally just made up a phobia they literally made up this. But anyways, what I also forgot to mention is that through the notes here, let me just get it out. Yeah, I forgot to mention that since the experiment started in 1983, and since Rory has been there for 10 years, the story is set in 1993 or later. And it seems that Michael Afton, yes, our favorite protagonist from the last generation of FNAF, was himself experienced those events. When he was asked to draw dreams, Michael drew Nightmare Fredbear. At the time, we all thought that, okay, how? MatPat tried saying it because Michael was the crying child. Back in the day, before Help Wanted happened, we all thought that Michael Afton was the crying child. And it'd be like, well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Michael being the crying child, he would see Nightmare Fredbear because he saw him firsthand. And then we get to the Ultimate Timeline, right now. And we thought, I mean, it's a stretch. I mean, it's not really certain if William did put Michael in those tortures, but I mean, it can. I mean, God knows why. But in the game, we play as Michael experienced those events. And look, I'm going to read out the quotes that I found these are the quotes from the Nightmare animatronics said to William Afton in Ultimate Custom Night, what was supposed to be the final game. Nightmare Fredbear said, "This time there is more than illusion to fear. I assure you, I'm very real." And Nightmare Freddy said, "I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed. I am given flesh to be your tormentor." So, And whew, oh boy. This this is what gets me this is what getting me right here. So the gas makes you think they're a kid. Any teenager or teen, like any teenager or adult affected by this gas makes them think they're a kid. Rory thinks he's 7 years old, but he's actually 17. This is why I believe that in the game FNAF 4, we play as a child, even though we are Michael. So, to elaborate, MatPat was kind of right. Like, not just once, but twice. He was right on the money all those years ago. We do play as Michael Afton. Michael Afton is indeed the crying child, but he's also the bully. And this has a lot of this just opens up the possibilities. If I have to guess what happened, if FNAF 4 is truly an experiment thing, I will say that because we don't know, like, this is just an assumption, but let's think about this. All right? Hear me out on this. What if Elizabeth Afton wasn't dead at this point? Like, I'm pretty sure the crying child was the first one to die. Hold on. Let me just get my notes out. I know MatPat did a theory about this, so let me just get that out. Alright, so say we go with this. After the events of FNAF 4, I'm just going to say it as this, okay? The FNAF 4 8-bit minigames does show us that crying child did indeed die. Michael was the one who did it. He had the bright idea to put his little brother, who was afraid of the animatronic, to the very animatronic he's afraid of, and put his head right in the mouth of a spring lock animatronic. Oh, I'm sure that's not gonna go wrong. Chump! Oh no, my brother, he's done. He's done so. He's been sent to the gulag. So after that event, I'm saying that William Afton, I feel like William Afton did indeed, like, just go crazy. Like, but how, I was going to say that maybe Elizabeth Afton died too around this time, but what if? Because I just don't get it. Like, if Elizabeth, like, if William is actually gassing his own house on Michael, then wouldn't Elizabeth Afton be affected too? Because we see that Elizabeth's room's there. So I'm guessing, did Elizabeth also suffer nightmares? Did she not? Was she the first Afton child dead? Like, what happened? Well, honestly, I'm not sure. Let me just, maybe in the actual timeline, I'm thinking either Elizabeth was just, was lucky enough to not be there at that time, or maybe she wasn't there at that time. Maybe Mrs. Afton, take custody and taking her in through the divorce. I'm not sure. Maybe she did it because that she was only able to get Elizabeth Afton to come with her, or maybe she just cared about Elizabeth Afton more than Evan and Michael. If that sounds harsh, I'm sorry, but literally we don't know Mrs. Afton. But hey, I mean, since we're solving FNAF 4, maybe we will finally figure out what Mrs. Afton's deal is and what actually happened. So I'm guessing, to make sure that Michael doesn't, get any accidents with any animatronics, William decides to, keep him safe. But considering that Michael was the one who literally sent his brother to high heaven, I'm pretty sure that's where William decides to torture him. I'm trying to make sense of all this because basically what I'm hearing from this book is that they are literally trying to make William into the Joker in terms of being so ruthless and being so cold. Because ain't no way did they literally just say, oh yeah, William Afton was always a monster. From birth, he was always a menace to society. And Lord knows how he even gets children at this point. Because this is pure insanity. So it's like, I just don't get it. I'm just done, man. I just don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. This story is actually breaking me. Like I really don't get it. I feel like I don't know who's running FNAF at this point. Scott Coffin, whoever his successor is, but they are trying so hard to throw MatPat off the scent, and in turn just eviscerating the entirety of FNAF. Like I want to say, originally I want to make this video named as Tales from the Pizzaplex is ruining FNAF, but at the same time, there was also gas. There was also gas tanks in sister location. Like there were legit gas canisters. Hold on, let me go pull it out. Let me show. I ain't capping. See right here? Yeah, you see it now, do you? Gas tanks. So it's like, did Scott Coffin was this Scott Coffin's like intentions? Like, is this really true? Is FNAF 4 nothing more but an experiment, or like a experiment slash punishment for Michael, and that trying the kid the protagonist we were playing as in FNAF 4 is indeed Michael. The gas is making him feel like he's a kid again. Well, no, actually, he could have just been a teenager in the event, like during the events of him putting his own brother in the animatronic's mouth. But the 8-bit minigames, that's where we truly play as Crying Child. So it's like, I just don't know. I mean, I guess in a way, I guess MatPat wins, I guess, still? Because he kind of called this out, like, years ago. And I'm pretty sure in the Ultimate Timeline, in a way, the Nightmare animatronics are indeed kind of experiments in the end. They're just, mannequins. But with something that's causing Michael to see them as Nightmare animatronics. Now, personally, I would rather prefer it to be the sound illusion discs than actually gassing your own house. But I mean, I guess, I don't know. William Afton decided to be just as crazy as the Joker, apparently. So I don't know what to think anymore. My goodness, I really want to say Tales in the Pizzaplex ruined the franchise, but at this point, I don't really know anymore. It's like, I don't know. I'll just leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think? You guys okay with the revelations that FNAF Tales from the Pizzaplex 8, B72, Story 3, Dittophobia basically produce? I don't know why I decided to say its entirety. But do you think you enjoy what Dittophobia brings to the table? Right, because right now I'm in the middle of kind of hating it. And kind of want to buy the book just to set it ablaze like it's William Afton. Anyways, guys, I'm just going to lay down and rest my head. Probably try to make sense of all this. make sure you like the video so I know you guys enjoy. Comment down below what you guys think about the video. Okay, do you think this story ruined FNAF? Do you think this is the answer we all been looking for? And if you don't want to do all that, then just leave a suggestion down in the comments below. I'm open for any suggestions, any reaction videos you guys want me to do. I'll gladly do it. And subscribe. We're trying to upload daily. This is one Gamer 54 signing off.